Well, we are back, and the weather was right. It's 20 degrees, and it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. For today, we got a lot planned. My diesel tank, I got a 100-gallon tank up there, and it's almost empty, so I need to kind of get that figured out. At some point I'm going to need fuel because I'm going to start cutting the trees down that are up there, and I'm going to need to use the excavator to grub. And we'll see how it goes with the frozen ground. I mean, if the grubbing is really hard on the excavator, then we might have to just stop and just try to get as many trees cut down as we can, and what we can do before the snow gets too deep. We got one happy cable to the red side, sad cable to the negative side, black side, whatever you want to call them. Red to red, black to black. This machine right here, if you run it for 8 hours, it'll use about 15-16 gallons of diesel. If you have it wide open and you're running it, you know, like most people would. So anyways, this is 100 gallons, and I made, you can see my little lag bolts. I bolted it down on this little skid here. Those are 2x6s, and then I just set it on top of this pallet. And so I'll have some pallet forks up here pretty soon, and I'll be able to move this around. And if it does end up getting empty before that, I can pick it up with the bucket in the tractor and set it up in the back of the truck, or I can use the excavator like I did to unload it. I put straps underneath my skid here between the tank and the skid and made a little sling setup, and then I hooked it on with a chain to the back of the bucket. Around the backside there's a big eyelet, and I hooked them on there and just lifted it right up, turned it out over here, and set it right down. So that worked really good. So I can do that to load it if I need to. You guys happy with that? No joke though, that probably looked a little uncomfortable. That's because I wasn't comfortable. I know. I was like, I don't really like being up there on the ladder like that in the back of my pickup truck with nothing, you know, whoop, woo, shaboom, boom, boom, you know, that kind of thing. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to be interested in all that. I don't want to be involved in all that, I should say. Right now. The next move is to start in here. These trees, you know, all here, go in this direction, about 40 feet wide or so, all the way down to where this big giant one's sticking up here, this big guy with the ribbon on it. We are not getting rid of that tree, and we are also not getting rid of this little spruce tree next to him because, well, that's his buddy, and we don't want to rip his roots and mess him up if we take that tree out. So we're going to just move across here, and then basically heading back this direction all the way back to this pile of grubbing. Once all those trees are cut down, and we're going to come in and we're going to grub all that over here, and we're going to make a large grubbing pile right here. And that is why I had to remove the camera from this tree, because all of these trees are coming down in the next few days. The land clearing portion of the next phase has begun. Winter is setting in. Pretty soon, we're gonna have to be back on the cabin. And we're not gonna be able to clear any more trees, so getting done what we can while we can. So here we are, big cottonwood tree. Yep, really big. Well, for around here anyway, that's pretty big. Only issue we had was, here's our favorite tree we call Big Ben. We're trying to save this tree and this other little tree right next to him. Now, I was trying to keep him, this big tree that I just fell, away from him because I didn't want him to get hurt. But it's kind of an odd angle. We did get one branch. I broke off, that was sticking out here, and this cottonwood hit it as it was coming down, and it snapped that branch right there. That is really the only big tree that was long enough, tall enough, and mean enough to have do any damage to Big Ben, as far as I could tell. All these other trees that are over here, so that tree came from over there. These trees headed this way. I'm going to try to follow all of them this parallel to the driveway situation. What do you guys think about this chainsaw? Just zipping through these logs, like it just zips through them like nothing, huh? All I did was hand file it. I don't know if any of you guys with chainsaws ever do that yourself, or you go out to the hardware store or the chainsaw shop and you get your chain sharpened by them, or do you just buy a new one and you get it dull and just call her good and throw it in the garbage? I don't know. Let me know. Keep a comment down below. Let me know what you guys do. It'd be cool to know if other guys are hand filing. I've been hand filing for a couple of years because I learned about it by watching YouTube videos. And I thought it was really cool. I did it a couple of times and I did a really poor job. Yeah, it just, you know, I didn't know what I was doing. And actually still cut pretty good. I mean, it wasn't that amazing compared to a new chain, but it was decent. Then I just kept doing it, kept watching videos about how to do it. And finally, I just kind of got the hang of it. It gives you control over how sharp your chainsaw is. And by the time you're out in the field and you ding it, all you need is the files. And you just fix it. It's pretty sweet. Ding a rock, fix it. Hit a nail in a tree that you're cutting down, fix it. It doesn't mean you don't need to stop cutting. I mean, you just spend 10 minutes or so, you clean it up with the files, off you go. It's pretty cool. Anyways, so this tree here this tree is leaning against this tree. This didn't work out, and it went back the way I didn't want it to. And so instead of getting all crazy though, what we're gonna do is, you can see like that. What I gotta do is cut this tree to make it fall that direction so that the two of them fall the same way. I got a couple of little trees up in here. There's this like diagonal shaped one. There's some little ones. I need to make a clear lane for these to fall down, and they should just fall the long way. It doesn't really matter ultimately which direction they're pointed, as long as they're, for the most part, facing for the, you know, mostly the same direction. I'm going to try to put a wedge in the back and make it go this way. Okay, you saw the wedge in action. Worked great. Well, technically this is day 2, I guess, if you want to call it a full day of tree clearing. That was trees being cut down. Got them all the way over to the dirt pile, and all the ones around the grubbing pile from before. She's cut. We've got next moves are going to be the tractor and the excavator running all day, clearing up everything, you know. So stick around for that. I want to say a quick shout out to all the new subscribers. Thanks for subscribing and coming along the journey. We are on site again. It's snowed more. Yep, we are back out at the homestead this week, and we're starting to clear all the area. You saw me cut all the trees down behind me here. Cut down. Whoop, down. Now we use this, and we basically make a big pile of stumps in one place, and we have a bunch of logs for firewood. Pretty nice looking. This is what I did yesterday. Like a goofball, I forgot my tripod, so I wasn't able to really film yesterday. So basically what I got going here is I got a pile of logs here. Builder logs go on the cabin over there, just for now, so I can keep them separated and keep them off the ground. I don't want them sticking to the ground. Use it. This is what I'm calling my branches pile. It's not really just branches. It's a little bit bigger stuff than branches, but it's not going to get wasted. We are going to be taking the branches and, well, whatever branches don't get caught up in the grubbing and stuff. The smaller stuff will likely get caught up with the grubbing. But we're going to take the branches and chip them up and use them for garden bedding and, you know, mulch type stuff. So anyways, we don't waste anything. We try to use every little bit of everything we can. Every tree gets saved for something, or used for, most of it gets used for something, is the deal. So anyways, here's the progress I've made yesterday. You can go this direction. We're also going to be coming around the side of the grubbing pile and grubbing out from underneath the side to make sure we get all the way down to the dirt as much as we can. Pile everything here. All the logs get packed out to the driveway area one way or another, and they're all going to end up getting, all of the firewood logs that are not builder logs are going to get stacked over there in that big pile. Or those, I guess that's kind of 2 piles. And then once we get here and around the corner of the pile here, then we're just gonna get back on the road and start working our way in, I think, grabbing trees and setting them out to the road and grubbing as we go. So it's kind of a quick overview of what's happening. It's about 24 degrees right now. Like I said, it snowed like an inch maybe last night. It had snowed another inch before this about a week ago, I guess. And so Everything's white, but not stopping me from working. It's just a little bit of dust of snow. Not that big a deal. It's a little slippery, but you got to be careful when you're walking. But other than that, it's not too big a deal. The excavator's warming up. I greased it up real good yesterday and greased everything. Even had to use a torch and warm up a couple of the zerks and chip some ice off of them so I could get the grease gun on it. But it's greased, so we are gonna keep working and keep trying to get this cab back to getting on this cabin here. I know everybody likes that. Okay guys, we had a day on the excavator. We spent a few hours here and we've got some stuff done. We have a gigantic pile of stumps now. You can see the size of the excavator versus the size of the stumps. That's a pretty tall pile. I would estimate that's about 20 feet high maybe. It's a good sized pile. Maybe tomorrow there's going to be more snow. They're saying in the forecast it could be another 1 to 3 inches, but I guess we'll have to wait and see. Yesterday, I was up here, and I said it was going to snow. Well, guess what? It snowed. If anybody was watching what I was doing yesterday, all this right behind me was just brown dirt last night when I left. You can see the roof of the excavator. That's about maybe 4.5 to 5 inches of snow. I could measure it and get the old tape measure out. Measurize it. Here's a. That was completely, pretty much clean yesterday. I mean, there was a skiff of snow on it, maybe about that. But yeah, so everything is covered in our favorite white substance. It's pretty amazing stuff. So you're probably thinking, well, oh no, is he going to stop working on the property now? Is he going to start working on the cabin just because it's snowing? No. I don't stop. I don't. Listen. I'm not here to play games. I'm getting this done, and this has got to get done. So, snow, does it make much of a difference? No. Actually, it's warmer today than it has been the last few days. So, the first day that I did this, it was like 19 or 17 degrees or something is a high for the day. Right now it's 30. I'm not wearing my coveralls. I mean, it's pretty nice out. So we're gonna keep going. Why not? One thing I did not do is I did not put the plow on the truck. There should be a plow looking thing that, you know, you push the snow with it. Yeah. Yep, got the truck. But I didn't bring the plow. Well, I don't honestly know it was gonna have snowed this much up here. Probably should have, because it does typically snow more here than it does where our fourplex is. At the fourplex we got about 3 inches of snow. And I was like, oh, okay, we got some snow, all right. Well, man, this is like approaching 6 inches, and I don't know if you can tell or not, but oh, I sure you can. You can see it on my sweatshirt. I mean, it's still snowing. It's actually, it seems like it's snowing harder now. Here's day, like, I don't know, 3. I'm going to quickly touch on this real fast. We have been bouncing all over the place with our videos. I'm sure people have wondered about that. What's going on with it? What's the deal? Well, everything started with the cabin right there, right? And you pretty much got to see us do all of our summer shenanigans, and I've talked about that before. Well, here we are wrapping up the summer work, basically. We get this land cleared, which we already cut the trees down. We get it all grubbed off and piled up, and then that's that. And we're going to move on to building the cabin after that. Here we are in the old Cabarino, which is where I like to be on days like this. Okay, here we go. Flip this on. Ka-chunk. Well, I'm gonna look down here. You can see that little thingy? That looks like a circle. Has some little coily looking thingies in it. Those are the glow plugs. Once that turns off, fire it up. And it says, hey, bozo, this thing's cold. You need to let it warm up. We're warming up. You're in warm up mode. And I say, I know. I totally know. Started right up. Getting ready to do a little more work. Very much finished for the day. I just want to show you guys something. Here is the snow depth, 5 3/4. So our first 5.5 inches, not too bad. Got something going. You guys want to see what we did today? So we started, we had a little, we had kind of a little area cleared out here, and now we've expanded over, added a bunch more stumps to the obviously snowed on pile of stumps from yesterday. These are all the new stumps from today. Moving along. These 2 trees we're not going to get rid of, we're going to save. Good girl, yeah, good girl. Good girl. Hey guys, we're back. And we have a visitor on the property. I just got here. I just finished greasing the excavator. The excavator is running right there. I'm sitting in the truck. It's cold. And there is a cow moose right here, hanging out, and right behind the piles of grubbing in the trees. She's looking right at us. I'm trying not to swing around too much. She's walking right on through. Interesting, there's a lot of moose moving around. I just saw a bull moose the other day. Well, we are in the truck. Man, see the frost on my coat. I've been outside. It's like, I'll see, I'll show you. 15. There you go. It's 15. And it's not very warm. It's got a wind in the trees. It's blowing, swaying around. There's some branches kind of fluttering and stuff. Well, anyway. Yeah, so anyways, the old excavator's greased up and she's warming up, and we're gonna get started on the excavating here in just a minute. I just jumped in the truck to move the truck out of the way, and I looked over and I saw movement on the corner of my eye, and I looked over, there was a moose right there. I figured I would throw that on the video. Not so bad, eh? Got that sucker in there. No biggie. Nice way to end the day, huh? Finished up. Did what we wanted. Didn't quite get done. Was hoping to get done, but we didn't get done. What do you guys think of this hat? I don't know. We started one of those store things. It's not like a money-making thing for us. It's just kind of a way to get our brand out there, if you want to call it that, I guess. Well, if you guys want t-shirts or hats or anything, there's some cool stuff on there. It's just that kind of thing with the logo on it. Not really anything crazy, but check it out. It's linked underneath the video. Okay, so here we go. You guys got a tour time. So there's the sun. There's the pile of logs as it ever increases, and there's the pickup and the excavator over there. And here is our gigantic pile of stumps increasing. It starts back there and comes this way. Then our open area here, and this is how much we have left. Those are the 2 trees that we're saving right there, and just around the back of them over to over there is about as far as we're going to get to go. Honestly, if we even get that far, I don't know. Anybody that's watching this and they keep watching all the videos, you know what? Thank you very much. You're really helping. We got to get our videos out there, man. So like, share, subscribe, enjoy, tell your friends, tell your colleagues, your coworkers, anybody that's interested in outdoors Alaska stuff, you know, running equipment and that. And the mountains are just looking amazing. Sun's coming in from behind me, which would be northwest, I think. Anyway, over there, the Chugach, and it goes on that direction, and everybody is lit up by the sun. Guys just kind of headed straight for the mountains, you know? It's just like off into the distance I go, into the unknown. We are out of the homestead on Monday, and had some errands to run this morning, did some stuff in town. Got ready to go, got the diesel tank filled up in the back of the truck, 100 gallons, got it filled up, all the way up. Now, okay, I'm here, right? I'm gonna unload it. Well, if you watched earlier, I unloaded it, or loaded it, I should say, I'm sorry, with the excavator right behind me there. And I want to unload it with the excavator. And just a quick reference, about 8 pounds per gallon, 100 gallons, so 800 pounds, plus the tank and the weight of the pump, whatever, another 100 pounds. So it's about 900 pounds worth of stuff there. We got to pick it up out of the truck and set it on this pallet right here. So, well, of course, the first thing I'm going to do is go grab the key to the excavator when I get here, fire it up, let it warm up. No, I'm not. It won't start. So I did that. That's exactly what I did. Got here, got the key, jumped out of the truck, ran over to the excavator like I do all the time, every day, just about. Well, it was 5 degrees this morning, and it's middle of the day now. It's 1 o'clock, 1:30 maybe, and it says 17 on the pickup. So it's kind of cold this morning, colder than it's been. I mean, that's not real cold for around here, but it is definitely colder than we've had so far this year. And I'm looking at that thing. I just laid underneath it, and there's no winterization package on it at all. There's no way to plug it in. There's no blanket, you know, that warms up the oil pan. You know, right now it's at a dead standstill because like it cranks over pretty good, but it won't fire. It's not. The oil is so thick that the battery can't crank it over fast enough to start it, if that makes any sense. So, not to mention the fact that it's obviously a diesel, and so diesels don't necessarily start great in the cold. That brings me to my next thing. wanted to share with you guys. This is it here. She is the Branson 2515. Now I'm going to tell you guys, I brushed the seat off the other day when I came up here with Tia, and we were doing some things, moving some stuff around, and I thought I was going to have to move the tractor, but I actually didn't. So the tractor's been sitting here this whole time. You can see how much snow is on it. It's been sitting here the whole time I did all of the work, you know, over there, because I was just using the excavator the entire time. So what do you guys think? Is he gonna start? It's been sitting out here just like the excavator. I don't know. We're gonna find out together. Pop my little key. Oh, this is awkward. Okay. Turn on. Glow plug's turned off. Yep. Yep. That's it. You heard it. You heard it, folks. Branson, baby. What's funny is, to share you guys a little info on the Branson. I don't know if anybody knows about them that much, but I like to talk a little about it real quick. Branson is made by a giant conglomerate corporation company from Korea, I believe. I believe it's the same company that makes Mahindra tractors and a whole bunch of other ones. KYM is the name of the major over company. Okay, so let's get that right off the gate. That's not really an American tractor necessarily. However, it's got an American engine in it. It's got a Cummins in it. It's a 3-cylinder, straight, inline Cummins. And the reason why I got a 25 horsepower tractor instead of going up into the 35, 45, besides the expense, and I don't really need it, big difference is right at 25 with tractors is where they stop doing emissions. If it's 25 horsepower and lower, they don't do all of that DEF fluid, you know, particulate filters in the exhaust system and all these things that help with the emissions of the diesel engine. They don't do that. This thing doesn't have any of that. Doesn't have any of it. Nothing. It's just a straight up 3-cylinder, straight inline diesel motor. That's it. It's just like every tractor's ever had for years and years and years and years and years and years and years. There's really nothing special about it. Now, is it the most powerful? No. Is it big enough and strong enough to do like large farm duties? No, it's not. It's a you know, medium-sized tractor. It's not big. But for me, it's been working really good. So I had no idea whether that was going to start or not, but I just wanted to throw that out there and see what's going to happen. Now, you guys are going to get to watch, because this won't start, which that's not its fault. I think that has to do with the fact that it's got a larger engine, considerably larger actually than the tractor does, and you know, probably more oil, and it might not have as good of a cranking system or whatever as that one, because it's not. I'm not sure how that exact system works on that engine, but I know that the Cummins engines are known for starting fairly well in all different conditions because they're so simple, and that this one does not have a high pressure fuel system on it. This one does, so maybe that's the difference. I honestly don't know, but howsoever, here we are. My hands are getting cold. It's 17 degrees, and it won't start. So yeah, I think I'm gonna have to put together a little bit of a winterization, a little package for it, and come up here. It's actually supposed to get warmer, believe it or not, in the next few days. Potential 30s and up into the almost 40s, and they're talking about maybe even a little rain or freezing rain. So if we get temperatures like that, I could come up here and I could glue, you know, some pieces on there to help it, so we could plug it in and do that. I also been planning on doing an oil change and stuff to it, because it's the end of the season and we're getting ready to park it for the year. So you know, that might have to happen too. So anyways, I just want to throw that in there, quick little blurb about that. And I'm going to try to unload the diesel tank using the tractor, because that's all it's running today. I had one thing I forgot to mention earlier. I mentioned how the excavator cannot be plugged in, and I mentioned how the Branson can be plugged in, and then I went over and started the Branson. Well, I forgot to say is the Branson was not plugged in. We don't have electricity up here, so there's nowhere to plug him in. If I was going to plug something in, like when I was mentioning to get, you know, little winterization plug-in setup for the excavator, I would have to start up my generator and run the generator for probably 2 hours at least before those little heaters would really even make any difference on the temperature of the engine oil and, you know, all of that. They don't just like heat everything up in 2 seconds. We're in position. You can see where we're at. Okay, wham. Yep, we're getting ready to hook the chain up and lift. Can't use the excavator today, but that doesn't mean we can't try to use this. Get some more stuff working for us here. Separating some branches, trees or something on the edge here, or whatever we can get. Back at the excavator again. Today it is 32 degrees. All right. Woohoo! Oh, that's so nice. I'm so glad that happened. Wednesday, we're finishing up our little project here. We got all this area here cleared out. I got the stump pile kind of tallied up a little bit higher. Took all the branches, brush, whatever you want to call it, threw it on the end right here. Things are getting a little more roomy up here. Got some, you know, oh, some room. Huh? You know, a little bit of room. A little bit.